All right, we're going to try this again for YouTube. We are live on YouTube. Hopefully you guys can see this. This is the second time that we tried this now. But
there we go.
You see it? Yeah. Okay, it's working. So I didn't know what I was doing when I first tried doing this, but take two.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. We're checking our systems, our phones, everything. So this is the first time I'm doing this webcam thing from my computer, and I'm also going live on Instagram right now. But I asked if any of you had any questions for us, and you guys sent us so many questions. So we're going to dive into it in just a minute. But funny, like this is kind of a funny story. I'm at work. And hello, let me know.
Funny, it was a little bit sad.
It was sad. Okay, I'm like, but let me know if you guys see me and if you can hear me okay on YouTube, Instagram. Just give me like a wave or tell me where you're from. I'd love to know. But hey, how are you? Sorry, I'm looking back and forth. But I'm at work. And I got a phone call from my husband, and he sounds very concerned. And if you don't know, we have two dogs, and there are babies. Okay, there are babies. And he calls me, and he's like, Lizzie, I just saw a baby running down the road. I'm like, you saw a baby? Yeah, it was like one of those wiener dogs or something. And but the sad thing is that it was running on a really busy street.
Yeah, I think it escaped.
Yeah,
from someone's house or something.
Anyways, hopefully the dog is okay. Hi from Long Beach. How are you? Hello. So, okay, that's kind of a random thing, but we're gonna go ahead and first do some introductions, since most of you may not know who this guy sitting next to me is.
Well, that's when I go. My name is Emmanuel. I'm Lizzie's husband.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's it.
Okay, right? Good enough. Yes. So, Oswego, hello, how are you?
You'll probably see me go like this. I can't see good, so I'm trying to see.
We're looking at both, so we have two things going live. First time us doing this, but we wanted to really share from both of our perspectives of our budget and financial freedom journey. So the best way is to have asked you guys questions, and we got quite a few. I have them written down here. So we're just going to go ahead and dive into these questions. So the first one, I'll have you start.
Okay.
First question was, how are you doing with your debt-free journey? How are we doing?
I think we're doing pretty good. I think now we can kind of go back to really being gazelle intent with our debt, because we had to not put it on pause because we were still making minimum payments, but we had to be gazelle intent about buying cars because we had leases and we had to have a car before we return them. So that's where we were at with that. But now we can kind of go back to normal and really hit the debt like we started.
Yeah, I feel like there was a time when we were just hitting a lot of bumps in the road. Things would, we would have our baby step 1 completed, which if you don't know, baby step 1 is saving that $1,000 for your starter emergency fund, right? And so we had that, and we were moving on to baby step 2, which is paying off our debt. And we were, doing it. And then our dogs got sick, and then something happened to the car, and we just had to dip into that. But that was such a good thing because we had that money and we didn't have to go into more debt. So that was a blessing. But now, like my husband said, yeah, we're just going to go full force and tackle the debt this year. So that's what we're really looking forward. 2020.
When we started, we paid off, over $1,000 in like 6 days.
Yeah, we paid over $1,000 in 6 days.
Yeah, 'cause
So
I was doing some side jobs, so we
yeah.
did it quick. So we'll be
Mhm.
able to do that now again, hitting it
Yeah.
hard.
So for those who have just joined, if you can hear me, give me a thumbs up or a wave so I know that you hear me okay. And also let me know where you are tuning in from. I'd love to hear that. But next question that we got was, have you and your husband always been on the same page with paying off debt? So I will answer this question because Emma was the one that really introduced me into the whole like debt payoff system or whatever, and looking at being gazelle intent. So no, I was not on the same page as him. He
First.
in the beginning, but then the moment that he showed me Dave Ramsey, one of his YouTube videos, the moment that he showed me that, and I'm hearing his radio show and I'm watching the videos and following all of these other influencers, I'm like, we need to change. Yeah, we have to change something. So, no, in the beginning, but now we are. So, thank God he's all for it. He is really focused on paying off debt and having these side hustles and everything. And he's really good at the whole side hustle. He knows how to make some extra money using the skill that God has given him. So,
But I would like, I think people would assume that you were the one that, was the first one that started the whole thing
yeah.
because you do the videos and all that. So I feel like not everybody would expect that I was the one that kind of, that said, yo, we got to do something.
Yeah. So, question for you guys. Did you guys think that I was the one that was more into going into debt freedom and all of that? Let me know. I'd love to hear your opinion. So,
You see how everything works out because you were able to find something you really love to do, which is the videos and helping people. That helped you out. Letting me hang.
okay.
Well, I keep looking over here. I keep forgetting that.
Next question. What would you invest in if you were debt free? And this person says that their husband and them are almost debt free and they budget and use cash envelopes and own their home. They're just curious to see what we would do and what our futures look like. So right now we don't invest in anything. Hi, how are you? I got a hello.
Oh.
And that they love my videos. Thank you so much. But we are currently we stopped all investing. So I have a 401k that I can contribute at my job. And so does my husband, but we stopped contributing to that because we were focused on building our emergency fund and paying off debt. So somebody thought that I was the one. See? Carrie, yeah. Mm-hmm. Nope, sorry. But so yeah, right now we have our investments currently paused because following the Dave Ramsey baby steps, he recommends pausing all investing until you complete baby step number 1 and paying off your fully funding your emergency fund, paying off all your debt, and then you can go ahead and contribute 15% of your household income. So sorry, I'm like looking at the screen because I see comments and I just want to make sure that I respond to you guys. You mentioned in a video that it was your husband who suggested Dave Ramsey. Yep. Mm-hmm. Hello from Washington State. Oh, okay. You live in Las Vegas, but you're visiting family. Okay. So you don't know where to say hi from. Okay. Hi. How are you? So, okay. Moving on to the next question. This is for me. What made you start your debt-free journey and then start an Etsy shop? So you can answer this one. What made us start our debt-free journey? One day we were writing out all the lists of the debts that we had on a sheet of paper. Hi, Michelle.
Michelle, is that Michelle?
Yes, yeah. So one day we were sitting at our dining room table and we were writing out all of our debts, the totals, how much we were making in payments. So we were writing down our monthly budget, and then my husband's looking at the monthly budget and he's seeing how much we're paying.
I'll tell it because so I can.
He says it better than I can. So
she was doing the budget, and she tells me, "Oh, I think that you show it to me. Or I just go up to you. I can't remember. Anyways, yeah, I'm looking at it, and I see how much we were paying in car payments, and it freaked me out because I knew how much we made in our car payments individually, but for some reason, seeing the number put like together for both cars, I couldn't believe it. It was like $750, and I remember looking at it, and I'm just like with my mouth open, like, Lizzie, this is how much we pay for cars, and she looks at me and nods and goes,
yeah.
I said, what? I said, so you're telling me that if we didn't have car payments, we'll have an extra $750 in our bank? And she goes, yep.
Yeah.
I said, we got to do something about this. So I think it was that very day, that night, or the next day.
Yeah.
I went on, we had leases, cars were leases. So I went on YouTube and I was looking up something about leases. I don't know if it was how to buy out a lease.
Look at that comment. Wait. Whoa. I'm sorry to interrupt. Lizzie, you remind me of T and Tamara. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo.
She always gets that.
Sorry, I get that all the time.
All the time.
All the time. So,
anyways, I got on YouTube and I was looking up videos on, I think it was how to get rid of a lease or how to buy out a lease, or I can't remember what it was, but I came across a Dave Ramsey video. I don't know what the video was about, but it caught my attention, and it was when you go on YouTube, his channel, it has like 30-minute videos of like different calls and whatever. Best of whatever calls and something. So this video was about all leases, and I started listening to this. I'm just like, oh my God, why did we do this? What do we do? We got to get rid of our leases. And after like a couple of days of listening to Dave Ramsey, I came to Lizzie and I said, Lizzie, you got to listen to Dave Ramsey.
Yeah.
And she's like, oh, I know who that is. Why did you tell me nothing? So anyways, and then from that point, she started listening and then
got really into it.
And then we said, okay, we need
to get on a plan.
She says, we have to get on a plan and we're going to pay off debt. And I said, let's do it. And the first thing we got to do is get rid of these cars.
Yes. And so that was our, yes.
No more car payments.
No more car payments. Well, I mean, we still have to pay.
They're going to send us a bill for them.
Yeah. Because let me try to explain this in case you didn't hear our story, but we'll share a little bit more later on if you guys are interested in hearing our whole car lease story and where we are now with 2 paid for cars. We paid cash for them. They are they're older cars, but they drive and they run good, so that's all that matters. It takes us from point A to point B. So we have a balance still after turning in our car lease early, and I went over some miles, so I owe GM Financial. So
they love charging.
But a lot of T and Tamara comments, guys. Yes. I love them. I would love to meet them one day, take a picture, get their autographs. I'm a long lost sister of T and Tamara. But what started why did I start an Etsy shop? Or I did not know I didn't know anything about Etsy. I knew that I wanted to sell a product and have something of my own, and that was my passion. I loved planners. I love budgeting, and I wanted to create something that can be helpful to other families and make it be simple, because I'm all about a simple budget. I don't need anything to be all bunch of different categories and just um, using Excel, which is great. I used it for quite some time, but I like writing things out. I love highlighters and different colored pens and just trying to make it look nice. And if I can share that with families and with people, then I wanted to do that. So the simplest and easiest thing was to start a shop. And again, I knew nothing about it. I just created an account or a profile, and I opened up a shop. And now it is what it is today, which is starting off slow, but I'm earning an income from Etsy, and it's side income. So it's really awesome.
UK.
Hello from the
people saying they can't
UK.
wait to pay off their cars. Let me tell you,
Yes.
it is the best feeling in the world. I mean, it's like you can't explain it. I mean, I had the car I had leased. It was a 2015 Chevy Silverado, nice truck, and I used it for work and all that, and it was convenient.
Brienne.
Oh, that's nice.
Hey guys.
So it was a really nice truck, and now I have a '96 4Runner, and let me tell you, I love the 4Runner more than I did the Silverado. Even though Silverado was a truck, it was
Silverado
new and everything.
Beautiful.
Real nice light
Yes.
brown color, like a sand, whatever the color was. But this car, I just love it more because it's mine. You know, there's just something about it where I just every day I drive it, I said, this is mine. I don't owe anyone for it.
Yeah, and after turning in I had a Chevy Cruze hatchback, and I loved that car. It was a really nice car. However, it was a 2017, so it's a new car, yet it still had some problems. I'm so upset because it stopped. Let me tell you the story. Okay, car stories. We all have car stories. Share your car stories, scary stories. We were heading to the beach, Melbourne, and we had our family over. So my brother-in-law was here in town, and my sister-in-law.
Those are good vehicles. Yes, they are.
And we're driving, and this is the 2017 Cruze has that push button to start, that button. And when the motor shuts off, like when you're stopped, the motor shuts off to save on gas. It's a scary thing when I first got it. Well, mind that happened. It shut off, but then it stayed off when we were on the road. The light turned green and we were on the road.
The car
and we couldn't go.
These cars all behind us.
We couldn't go. So yeah, cars were like beeping, and I was scared.
We were going to the beach too, so there was a lot of cars.
So I'm like, what happened to the car? Why isn't it starting? Scary situation.
Luckily it started again. Because before that, there was a couple of times where we couldn't lock.
We couldn't lock the car.
We would be parked and we would be in a store or something. We would get back in the car to leave, and the car wouldn't turn on. And there was times we would have to sit there for 15 minutes and waiting, and then it'll eventually start. But luckily, when we were in the road, it started like a couple seconds later. I thought we were going to be stuck there for 15 minutes.
2017 car.
It would just shut off.
Messed up.
Remember the one time?
I missed the key to turn on the car.
Remember the one time I was approaching a light, and before I stopped all the way, the car shut off?
Yes, scary. When we were going to look at the car that I have now that we paid for cash. So that's that.
Yeah.
Moving on to the next question.
Some of these comments?
Okay, there's sorry, Instagram. If you guys have any questions for us while we're on, ask away. We are here.
Vehicles, especially the 4Runner.
People who paid off their cars, we're hearing stories.
That 4Runner will also last a lot longer than it. Oh yes, it will. Especially now that I put a new engine in it.
It's amazing to see your husband into budgeting. Most husbands leave the book up to their wives.
Yeah.
So yes, I have a good one. I am blessed.
I like planning.
You're not in Instagram. You're not.
I've always liked. I'm really organized. I like to be organized with my stuff. So I guess that, he's
very vocal about certain things. Like I share all the time on my videos to have like that budget meeting. You don't necessarily have to have like a 30-minute time set aside. It could literally be, hey, look at the Every Dollar app and see, does that look good to you? That's it. If he wants to make adjustments in any way or anywhere, then he'll tell me like, no, we need to put more here. Or, you know what, let's challenge ourselves. He was the one that had the challenge to do that 25, like the shelf cooking inspired by Jordan Page. He was the one that was into that. He's like, let's do it. Let's do that $25. We could do it. And we did. So it's really nice. Let's go on to the questions here. What was the hardest part of budgeting as a couple?
Hardest part?
The hardest part budgeting once we got into it.
The hardest part.
Well,
was there a hard part?
I would say before we got to budgeting, we budgeted, right? Like now we budget every dollar. So there's a difference.
Yeah.
Let me say that again because in case you missed it. We budgeted our money when we first got married, but we didn't budget every dollar. Now we budget every dollar. So that's a method, and that's what Dave Ramsey talks all about. And I think that is super important when it comes to our budget and what sets that apart. So I would say the hardest thing was to find out where to put those dollars. Whether it was, do we want to not go spending and go eating out? Because that's one thing that we love. We love trying new foods. We love all of that. And we live in Florida, and there's so much entertainment and so many things here, and it's hard.
Everywhere.
So I would
Florida too. That's where everything is.
Yes. So I would say that's one of the hardest things that was for me.
Yeah, not eating out.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I got a question on Instagram. Are you excited to start the Budget Mom challenges? Yes.
Oh, the crock pot thing?
No, the challenges. I have everything in a binder, and I didn't print out her cover, but this is my binder for the savings challenge, and I have everything already laid out in here in my binder. I still have to cut out some of the envelopes, but I'm so excited. I already saved. My word for January was bless, because I am believing for many blessings this year, and this month is going to be a month that we're going to be experiencing or going through a lot of doctor's appointments for something very personal, and that we are expecting great things to happen to the Lopez family. So yes, I'm so excited.
There's some good comments here. Deborah D, she said, I paid off my car in October. I am also free, not having to give that $500 to Ally Financial.
Woo! Yes! That is awesome. Yes. Share your successes, because that's what I want this community to be, is that we are to encourage one another and to really support each other and give each other ideas. How was it that you got debt free? What did you do? You know, and that's really what I want our Naturally Lizzie community, because this is me being me. That's why it is the name that it is. I want us to really share and, be friends, be YouTube and Instagram friends. So,
Kimmer's Mouse, she said, thanks to watching wonderful YouTubers like yourself, my husband and I really sat down and figured out we can pay off our house in 3 years. You're such an inspiration to those paying off any debt. That's good. In 3 years, pay off your house. That's something that, man, I can't wait to be able to do.
Okay. Okay. I'm getting comments on Instagram. I don't want to forget you guys. But Somebody is also doing the savings challenge for the Budget Mom on YouTube. That is so exciting. And she is amazing. If you guys have not been, you don't know who the Budget Mom is, check her out. Check out her Instagram. She has a bunch of highlights and a lot of videos, and she has a blog. She is killing it, and she's inspiring so many people. She's inspired me. She's one of the reasons why I got into the whole budgeting. And my gosh, we are at 25 minutes on YouTube. Sorry, this is so long, but it's so good. It's so good. Yes, I'm not used to making like long videos. Okay. Let's see. Let me try to sorry if this moves the screen, but I have you on like this. What do you call it? Stand? Arm stand?
I don't know what you call that.
Love how y'all work together, and that's what matters most. You just finished your budget binder too.
Delilah ran into it.
Oops, sorry, this is moving. Boo. My hubby and I are 100% debt-free, including our house. Wow. You're a weird person.
You're a weird person.
Yes. It took many years, and goal was to be when we retire, and we are now. That is so good.
That is amazing.
Oh my gosh. I can't wait for the day that happens to us.
Man.
That is so exciting.
Who was that?
Tamboo83.
Tamboo83. Good job, Tamboo83.
Oh, that is so exciting. Okay, let's go on to, we have 3 more questions left. There's 2 and 1. So, well, we kind of answered this one, but who started this debt-free journey? And how did you both get on the same page with sharing on YouTube? I mean, who started this debt-free journey? Well, you wanted to continue, but we started together. So
yeah, we started together.
Yeah. So let's kind of share a little bit of backstory. When we first got married, I was the one with some debt. So we didn't have any credit cards, but I had some student loans, and it was maybe $2,000 for a summer semester at the school I went to. But that was it. And then I had a credit card because I had that student loan. I was able to get this credit card, and they gave me $500. But I never really used it that much. So all that I had really was my student loan. And he didn't have any debt because he couldn't get debt because he had no debt. So, you get debt.
I didn't have any credit, not debt. I
don't know how to talk.
I had no credit history. I had nothing on my history. So
he had no. Well, you only have credit because you borrowed and you were in debt.
So I had never borrowed anything.
So
by the time we got married.
Okay. So, all right. I'm trying to read the comments. It's kind of hard, so I'm sorry if you asked a question and I didn't get to it. But how did you both get on the same page with sharing on YouTube?
Sharing on YouTube.
Posting our budget and information on the internet. My first video that went up was a year ago, and it was after hearing Dave Ramsey and his rants about everything debt. And I was so mad at myself because we made stupid choices. We made stupid decisions with our money, and we could have been so much better financially if we would have started this when we first got married, which was 7 years ago. He knows more about dates and things, but we would have been better off. So I wanted to share to people, the millennials and just anyone. I wanted to tell the world, you need to be better with your money. And there is a way that you can be better with your money. And that is just setting a budget. Just do it. I know it takes some time, figuring out the numbers and, writing down all of your bills in the beginning to know what you have to pay, but it's so worth it. And I think that that first video, he was helping me, with the camera because I film from my phone, guys. That's why the quality is the way that it is. And I'm sorry, but I'm working on saving so that I can get an actual camera. But he was like helping me with the setup and everything. And I just did it. I just shared. And then the moment that I actually shared the budget, he was okay with it. And he said, I don't care if people know how much we pay in our mortgage, and I don't care about that.
I like real. I like real. I like people that are real. I don't like kind of generic stuff like fake things like, oh, let me do this fake budget that nobody has, fake numbers and stuff. So why do something fake? Why not do something real so people can relate to it? I mean, that's the whole point of this. I mean, her name is naturally Lizzie, so she's being her. She's being herself. So
Yeah.
I say, why not just do the real thing? That way people can see it and really get something from it than use an example or something. People can't relate to that.
You don't
a
like
lot
when
of times.
people are vague. Me neither.
Yeah,
Yep.
me either. I like 100% be real with me. I'm not, that's how I am everywhere. Like, I like people telling me the truth to my face. And
Yes. Mm-hmm.
yeah.
So here's Tiara. My car broke down in the middle of the summer in Las Vegas. And my mom and I had to sit there waiting for roadside. I am so sorry.
Oh my God.
That
Somebody has iPhone. Yes, it's an iPhone. It's a 7 Plus. iPhone 7 Plus.
Yeah, that's what I film. I film with my iPhone 7 Plus. Okay, so last question that we have here, and then you all can go ahead and ask if your question wasn't answered here. If I didn't see it, ask me here. We'll be more than happy to answer your guys' questions. So the last one is, if we invest money, if so, how much and with who? So that kind of went along with one of the first questions, if we invest. But no, we currently don't invest. The only form of like an investment, I would say, is our home. So your home, it goes up in value, and we already have equity in our house. And hi, Christy Reed. How are you? I see her comments all the time.
Oh.
She is always commenting. I recognize a lot of you guys. So thank you guys so much for your support. But yeah, right now we have everything on pause currently for retirement. But the moment that we have our debt paid off, we have our fully funded emergency fund, then we will go hard saving for our future and our retirement, which should be 15% of what your income is what Dave Ramsey recommends. So if you follow him, then
our goal is July of this year, right?
Yeah, that's what's on my calendar.
To be completely debt free. So we're almost there.
Lizzie needed an out youth Brienne. There's a Lizzie I know. Okay, thank you.
Quality.
All right. Oh, Michelle, love you.
Michelle.
Money is such a cause for many marriage problems.
Oh, yeah.
And once you get the mindset of living less and on a budget, it's an eye-opener. Sharing your life makes everyone know you're truthful. Love you both. Oh, that's so good. Thank you. Thank you so much.
It is a big problem in marriages, money. And that's when I think that's when
I pronounced your name wrong. I'm sorry.
It's T-R-E.
No, Tyari.
I don't know how to say
Tyari, right? Is that Tyari? Yeah, I think I'm right. Let me know if I'm right. I'm sorry.
Anyways, going back to what they mentioned, I think when it comes to money, couples, spouses have to be on the same page because it can really cause a lot of issues in a marriage, And I'm thankful that that we never had like money fights
Yeah.
because we've always been
We've always
on
been
the
on the same
same
page,
with
especially
finances.
the one thing that I figured, let me just address it now, that I share in almost all of my budgeting videos, is the importance of tithing. And there was a time when I had gotten comments that didn't quite agree with our decision of budgeting the tithe into our budget and having that be the first thing that we do once we get paid. Because what we believe is that that does not belong to us. God, He owns the silver and the gold. He is the one that gives us our jobs so that we can have an income, but it belongs to Him, and we get to keep 90% of that and just give the 10% back to the church so that they can give to the community and so we can reach people. That's what that is about. And I'm a firm believer of giving your tithe. And I'm actually been reading this devotional. It's on You version. There's a great devotional. It's on my phone, but I'm recording live on my phone, so I can't share. But if you'd like to know what that is, I can share it to you guys. And I think it's been really insightful. I've learned a lot from it, and it just allows me to be more clear about what the importance of tithing is. So
Yeah, I wanted to just add to that. Like our church, they this past Christmas, sometime in December, we were in front of a Walmart and we were just wrapping gifts for people. So people that came out of the store buying gifts, we were wrapping gifts for free. So anybody that will walk by, we will wrap their gifts and we would talk to them
yeah,
and pray for them and encourage them, and we were making an impact in the community. I think it was the Christmas before that when they gave away bikes to kids.
I
They gave away
I think
a bunch
so.
of
That they built the bikes.
yeah, it was like over
I
100 bikes or something,
that
and they
was
gave to the kids. So that's what I give to. I mean, when we give our tithe, that's what we're giving it to the church, so we can reach the
so that
community and
yeah,
do stuff like that that impacts people. So when
absolutely.
people think, "Oh, why are you giving to the church?" That's why we give to the church, because God gives us something and we give it back. So then we can reach people,
Yeah.
for the Lord. So that's what we do, and not everybody believes in that, but it's our belief. Not everybody has to believe in that. We do. That's what we do, and we're not going to stop doing it. So
And I do want to
sometimes I don't understand why people get offended
yeah.
for my belief. It's me believing it. You don't have to.
Yeah.
So
And I do want to just share something, a personal experience. The moment that there was a time when we were doing our quote unquote budgeting, right? That I didn't budget every dollar, but we were budgeting. And I saw that if we were to give the 10%, we wouldn't be left with a whole lot. So I made the choice, and he didn't agree with it, but I made the choice that we weren't going to tithe for that time. And it was like maybe 2 times in a month years ago that we didn't tithe, and we struggled. Like, it was tight. Money was very tight at that time, and it didn't make sense. It doesn't make sense, right? Somebody looking at the finances and the budget, it doesn't make sense to give your tithe if you are in debt. It doesn't make sense to give your tithe if you want to save for like a big trip or save to buy a car, something like that, right? That doesn't make sense to the everyday person, I would say. I don't. But the moment that we started tithing again and being faithful in that way, we were looking at our budget and we're seeing that we have money left over to do these other things. How is that even possible, right? Like, that doesn't again, it
Yeah.
just didn't make sense.
I-
But it was such a blessing to know that God, he was the one that he provided. So,
And he gives the wisdom. He gives you the wisdom to use finances wisely.
all right. If you are just joining us, let us
There's a
know by
bunch of
waving
comments.
and let us know where you are coming in from or tuning in from. I'd love to hear that. But okay, we have a lot of comments about the whole tithing. That's what we've been talking about. Oh, we have a question. Is your goal also to not use credit cards or credit at all? I like Dave Ramsey and I'm trying to follow the baby steps, but I am not wealthy and credit is almost necessary in the US. So, our goal, yes, is not to use any credit cards. However, I do want to say something. There are certain, if you are tempted to overspend and use credit, don't use credit. Like, just don't have it because you're going to overspend. But if you are one that you are have been using the cash method, you don't overspend. I don't personally don't see anything wrong with, like, if you go to TJ Maxx, for example, if you spend a certain amount of money on using their credit card and pay it off right away, you gain points to get coupons and things. But just use it, treat it like a debit card. Do not wait to pay that and let a balance sit. That's the only time when I would say it's it's okay. Um, Dave Ramsey will probably like smack me for saying that, but that's my opinion when it comes to credit.
I think you shouldn't use credit cards at all. I don't want to use even as a debit card. For me, I don't even want them in my face because you get tempted to want to use it again and again and again, and you end up in the same hole you
That's
started.
true.
So for me personally, I don't want any more credit cards
Yeah.
ever again. I mean, why? You know,
That's true.
and
Yeah.
there's something about when you want something, there's something about saving up and just buying it that just feels so much better than having it right away, you know? And back to when they said that you're not wealthy, you don't have to be wealthy to do a budget or to just be smart with your money. Just be wise with it. You don't have to be wealthy. We're not wealthy.
No,
Nowhere near it.
we're not.
We're really not wealthy. And we just know how to use our money. Just use it correctly. Use it wisely because it's very easy to use your money in a way that's not smart. It's very easy to do that.
Yeah.
There's just certain things that you have to kind of sacrifice and do to be able to get yourself on the right track. But you don't have to be wealthy to have,
Are you
be
all
debt free.
going to do a debt-free scream with Dave? That would be amazing.
Oh my God.
But it seems like, okay, it seems like on all of those debt-free screams, you hear those people that have like hundreds of $1,000s that they had in debt. And it's just an amazing story and so inspiring. I have to be honest, we don't have all of that much debt besides our house. Our house is the most expensive and what we have the most debt in. And we've even thought of, it's gotten to the point where I want to get out of debt so bad that I've even thought about, what if we just sell our house and go to a smaller home where it's less expensive? Because we got a brand new house. We didn't choose everything in it, but it was a brand new house. We are the only owners of this house. And it's a great feeling, but then, yeah, it's a big expense. So I don't know. We'll see. That would be really cool. Did y'all talk about the new car purchase? We did not. Not really. No,
Are
we
we done
didn't.
with the questions?
We're done with the questions. Yes. Now
the new car purchase. It's a 2002 Honda CRV. I found it on the Facebook Marketplace. It was a private seller. I was there. I was on the marketplace every single day for 2-3 weeks. I was getting on there every single day, just trying to find the right car. And there was a couple of times where I would contact somebody, and then I would go try to see the car. And like I went to this place where I contacted somebody, and they made it seem like it was a private seller. But then when I went, it was a little car dealer. And when I went, there was nobody there. It was locked, and I called the number that was on the sign. They said that they were on their way, and that was kind of like, and no, I don't want to buy a car from here. I mean, nobody's there. They're saying they're on their way, and
It's
it was
kind
kind
of
of
sketchy.
shady. And I don't know. I guess that was good that that happened, because we wouldn't have gotten the car we have now. I I, I believe everything happens for a reason, and
Yeah.
God is in everything. So, um, yeah, this car we got, the value of it is like 3,700. I got it for 17. Because the guy that owned it, he was the second owner of it. He was a truck driver. I say he was about my age, younger guy. He was a truck driver, so he was gonna be away for like 3 months driving trucks around the country. So he was just
Mm,
trying to get rid of it. This was on a Thursday, and he had to get rid of it before the weekend because he was gonna leave
yeah.
on Monday to go across the country. So
Yeah.
he was trying to get rid of it quick, and I was the first one that sent him a message. So
So let me
got a really good
interrupt.
deal on it.
So, okay, you all know we had been setting money aside for our car savings fund, which we have an online bank account. It is through Ally, and we just transfer the money into our emergency fund, which is over there, the car savings. Those are the bank accounts that we have there. And we were slowly growing that car fund savings because we wanted to minimum have 5,000 for just something for me that was reliable. And we had the time frame up until when my car lease ended, which was in the beginning of April. So we had to have the money by March. And so we were, saving as much, we were sacrificing and putting as much money as we could in that car fund account. And we had
It was growing
like
fast.
I want to say it was like maybe $2,000 in that account. And one day he was driving my car lease, and he looks at the mileage, and mind you, our car lease, the contract was 10,000 miles each year, and
That's
for 3
30,000,
years. And we were already at like 30,
almost 38,000.
almost at 38,000. And the thing is that when you go over the mileage, you will have to pay 25 cents per mile
Per
that you go
mile.
over. So when that reality hit, and I knew I was over in the mileage, and I told him, but he didn't see the number.
I didn't realize it was that much.
And so when he did, he's like, Lizzie, what? We're over the miles. I'm like, yeah, I've been telling you that we've been over. And he's like, we need to get a car. Forget the saving the $5,000. Let's just get whatever we can get with the money that we have. So I'm like, you know what? All right, yeah, we got to do what we got to do. And then we got to save the money so that we can pay back GM Financial.
Mhm.
And so that's when he was on the hunt, looking
On the
for
hunt. I was
every day. He kept sending me,
every
I'm at
single
work
day.
and I'm getting like bing, 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 messages on my phone.
How they go?
Bing, bing, bing. So he's sending me all of these, cars, and I'm telling him if I like it or not, do we want to see it or not? And that's when he saw the car that I have now, and he looked at it, he said, Lizzie, it's a good car. So he came home. I withdrew the money, and we handed the
We did
guy
it.
$1,700.
Yep.
$1,700, drove that baby home, got it
It's nice.
registered, everything, insurance, and now because we have that car, our car insurance has dropped
It's dropped.
as well.
So not only we don't have that car payment, but our insurance went down. So now,
Yes.
and that's the see, and that when I saw the miles and stuff, and we decided, hey, we got this money, let's just go buy a car, get rid of this one. I believe that's when God comes in and giving you the wisdom and making certain decisions. And I think that was a God moment where he gave us the wisdom to say, hey, get rid of this car right away and use the money you have, buy what you can.
I'm like
And this car was definitely a blessing because we got it with a really good price. So
I was missing some of the comments on Instagram. I'm
you
sorry.
missed a whole bunch. You've been going.
We didn't. So Tambu says we didn't.
Bling, bling.
Wait, hold on. We didn't get out of debt until no. Why can't I read or talk? That they got out of debt in November 2019, and this summer they're going to be celebrating with balloons and a huge barbecue with family. That is so.
Are we invited?
So Dave didn't get us out of debt. We did with the tools that he teaches.
Right.
That is, yes. So with everything that you learned from him, yeah, that sure.
And I feel like when it comes to wisdom, I don't know. I love wisdom and I like gaining wisdom and stuff. So every time I hear wisdom, it's like, anyways, wisdom is kind of like it's just like this continuing thing where God gives Dave the wisdom to help people how to get out of debt.
Yeah.
So then we learn from the wisdom he has, and then we do our own thing. Now the wisdom that Lizzie has gained, shares it on YouTube, and
you guys tell your family, your friends,
tell your family,
and it just continues.
So it's like this
it'll
continuous thing. So it's like, I love that.
Sorry, when I get excited, I tend to talk over. So I'm sorry. So if you didn't hear him, I apologize. I just got really excited. So it says, dang, I need to find a deal like that. Or Budget Boss says, dang, I need to find a deal like that. I'm saving all this money and I want to stop and find a car already. I'm happy you found a good deal. Thank you. And you will. It just takes, you have to look everywhere like what my husband was doing. Search. I have a friend that they found a car. Was it on Craigslist? Or no, where do they?
Oh, no. It was through something else. It was through an
But
auction.
I know people that found cars through Craigslist, but you have to be
gotta
careful.
Have a license and all that.
You need to be careful with,
I suggest that if you're looking for a car and you don't know anything about cars or what to look for, I suggest you take someone that does know about cars or like a mechanic or something. That way they can listen to the engine and really look at those major things. So if you don't know much about cars, take someone with you that knows about them.
Yeah.
So
yeah, for sure. But right, I mean, if you guys, this has been going on for almost an hour, so this is good. Do you guys like this live thing? If you do, let me know. I have been wanting to do a live, like sit down, chit chat with my husband for a long time. It was an idea that I had just to kind of really engage with you guys and share our experiences as a couple with no kids, and then our future journey this year and what that looks like, and just to really, I don't know. Let me just share this one last thing. For 2020, we have the dream to start our family. And
don't cry.
I'm gonna try not to cry. That is our desire. We want to grow our family, and it's been difficult. So we're going to be going through a lot of like medical testing and procedures to really find out what to do. And I have less than a minute left, so I'm going to finish here on Instagram, but I plan on sharing the whole financial journey and how we are planning this. So yeah, let us know if you guys like this, so we can plan to do it again in a week. Maybe it be a monthly thing. I don't know. So if you're playing this back, let me know in the comments. I will go ahead and read all of the comments, respond to you guys as much as I can. But there's a timer counting down on Instagram. You can only go live for a certain amount of time. What's going on? We've been on for a while, so I'm sorry if you're catching the end. It's counting down a minute and 10 seconds. So it feels like New Year's is going to happen again. But I love you guys so much. I know you can continue commenting. The live is going to end very shortly in 55 seconds. So I will see you guys in another video, possibly featuring my husband again. Yes. But this was fun. This was good.
Yeah.
Right? So we're probably going to do this again. So I'll ask you guys, if we didn't get to any of the questions, we'll just put that in the next Q&A chit chat about our financial journey. But I love you guys so much. I hope you guys have a happy new year. And we'll see you in another one. So I'll say bye to Instagram since you're counting down. I apologize. Love you guys. I'll read all your comments.
Thank you for watching. And if you're on paying off your debt or whatever, you're in this journey, don't give up. It's possible.
Don't give up. It's possible.
We'll do it together.
All right. We ended Instagram. YouTube, you're still here. So yeah, I'm going to read these very quickly. With God, anything is possible. Thank you guys for being real. You guys are inspirational. Starting my budget this year. Awesome, Janet. That is amazing. Once again, God bless you with a car because of being faithful.
Tithe payers.
Tithe payers. That's awesome. Yes, yes, we love the live. You love the live? Really? Oh. Okay. I'll get more comfortable on this live thing because I tend to like stutter and trip over.
Comfortable. You wouldn't be doing all this if you weren't comfortable.
Now that I got the tripping over my tongue. Life has been great. 1 a.m. over here, so way past my bedtime. Holy.
Where is Laura at?
Wait, Laura, did you say where you're from? I'm sorry.
Is she the one that's from Australia? Hold on, somebody was from Australia.
Okay, so she had said on one hand, it's a shame that you have to explain yourself and your choices, but equally great that your faith is so strong.
And the reason why we explain it or whatever is just I want people to know that what we stand for, what we believe in, you know, we're not ashamed to say it. So
she's from the UK.
She's the one that's from the
UK.
UK. Oh, okay. There's somebody's from Australia, right?
Okay.
Peekaboo, Oswego. Oh, Oswego, New York. That's close to where we were. Oswego. Hi from Oswego. We're from Rochester, New York. So
yeah, originally. So
I was born and raised there, so I saw Oswego, and I know where that is.
All right. Okay, so this is concluding our live. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and we will see you guys in a brand new video. Bye. Let me see if I can end this. Bye.